The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and leaving a dislike on this video. Let's do it again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I need some serious prayers. I'm having a significant meltdown as of late because of my art project and binging on it. But at the same time, it has bought me a lot of peace, and I'm confused right now. What do I mean by the peace? Well, earlier this week, I was negotiating next semester's contract. I teach at a community college. And while negotiating there, I felt a sense that I had control over the situation. I haven't always felt that way. And the reason I felt that way was that my finances are a lot more on a better solid ground than they have been in the past. And I won't get into too many details on my finances, but I was taking care of my finances earlier this week, and I felt a good sense of progress and security. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go into too much detail there. And so when I was negotiating the contract for next semester, I felt at ease talking about what I preferred to teach, schedules that I preferred, scheduling conflicts, and all that. In the past, I haven't always been able to do that. Right, I was felt like I was lucky just to be able to eat next semester. Right, I think there have been times where that has been the case. Right, I had a bad situation at my last job, or when I was in Seattle. I was teaching at a technical college, and a lot of times I feel like the college or the dean took advantage of my shaky situation. Right, I didn't always have good financial backing. I didn't always have social connectivity. A lot of times I took a job just so that I could have my social connectivity. Right, even if my finances were in a good state, a lot of times I, I talked about this in other videos. Colleagues walked all over me because uh, there was this perception that I needed that social connectivity. I don't have that problem anymore now that I'm making art and making connections there. Now that I have a second income from that, but at the same time, it's killing me. So I was on a heater with my art projects, and I didn't want to put it down because who knew how long that heater was going to last, right? And it's Saturday, and there's no sign of that heater going away. And uh, I wish I had a place where I could wallpaper the walls. Though you guys saw with my Mondrian art squares, I would so much love to have a place where I could paste that onto a wall. Right, Mondrian art squares could go on to infinity after all, right? Uh, I don't think my landlord would like wallpaper like that. Just judging by one thing I might try is not now, obviously, but after I get to network with the right people with the math department, maybe they might agree that we could use some wallpaper in the adjunct office, right? At least part of it, right? Maybe not the entire office, right? Think about that. I could also see if my family they live in another state though could use some wallpaper, or maybe even my family in Taiwan, right? So uh, I think the Taiwanese would be more open to that idea. But and then I could start taking photos and then advertising my services and all that because I think it will turn out really well. I really do. I really do. Um, or I could find some way to paper the wall that can be removed later, right? That won't damage the wall. I'd have to do more research, just long enough that I could take photos and pose in front of it so that I could advertise the kind of services, right? But unfortunately, this is a double-edged sword, right? At the same time that this art project has been freeing me up from all the drama in life, and by freedom, I really mean it, right? I The discussions I have with my work feel so much more different when it's not, oh my God, take this or you starve to death, or take this or you might have to move back into your car or back into your parents' place. Or when I take a job like that, the dynamics feel very differently than something like, oh, take this and you can have extra spending money. It feels very different. I just want to say that, right? But unfortunately, it's also killing me, and so it's a tough one. I'll have to do some more thinking into this. I really do. I really do. A few days ago, I was on the road when one of my biggest frustration in the past, not so much anymore, but I would be driving on the road, minding my own business. I don't break traffic laws, but or at least not intentionally. But I would be on the road, and there just happened to be a police car behind me, and my nerves will shatter. In the past, they would. Not because I want to do anything wrong. It's not like, oh my God, go away so I can go 80 miles an hour. No, never. But I'm just worried that I might do something wrong. I don't have a whole lot of time and money to deal with this kind of bullshit, right? And at the time, I was working dead end jobs. If I get a bullshit ticket, I might not be able to ask for the day off to go to court. I don't have money to pay for it, and so I would just be a nervous wreck. Sometimes, even if I didn't get pulled over, I would show up to work and I'd be a nervous wreck from the anxiety of that. I've had times where I've been messed up on my way to work just because of that. But the other day, I didn't feel so bad. In fact, I was wondering, what kind of funny joke the cop is going to say to me today. Thank God we have cops doing their job. Right? I don't need to tell you how nerve wracking it is these days in a school environment, right, with all the violence going on. In fact, we just had a drill about what to do in an event of a school lockdown situation, and I think a lot of police officers are probably wanting to quit their jobs because they don't want to deal with that kind of situation anymore. And so when I saw the cop car behind me, I was kind of thankful that at least he hasn't quit his job out of frustration, right? And I made it to the school without an incident, without being pulled over. So that was good too. And I got to the campus feeling thankful. Now, what was the difference between that incident and 2 years ago when I got to school in a nervous wreck because of being followed by a cop car? Well, my finances are in a better situation. My work chemistry is in a better situation. If I need to take a day off to go to court, I can feel comfortable doing that. I just have a lot of things in order, but unfortunately, the apparatus of putting that allows for this is also destroying me. Right. That's the ironic part of it. Right. And so I'll have to think about how to have this apparatus without it destroying me. And last Monday, you guys remembered I recorded a series of videos about how frustrated that it felt like I had already had a stressful week and it was still only Monday. Go watch my video. I don't want this Monday to turn out like that. But unfortunately, it has all the earmarks of that, right? All right. So please continue to pray for me. Let's sing the Peter Dislike song together again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.